Taylor Swift is not simply a singer, she is an empire. And empires are not built on talent alone. They are built on vision, strategy, and the ruthless ability to play the long game. Today, we are going to study not the music of Taylor Swift, but the methods of Taylor Swift. Because behind the glitter, the heartbreak anthems, and the carefully curated image lies one of the most brilliant examples of feminine strategy in modern history. Think about it. She transformed from a teenage country singer into the most powerful female artist of her generation, a billionaire in her own right, controlling not only her music, but her narrative, her fan base, and even the way men who date her are remembered by history. That is not an accident. That is mastery. So what can women learn from Taylor Swift? What are the psychological levers she pulls, the Machiavellian choices she makes, that turn a young girl with a guitar into a billion-dollar empire? Let's begin with her first principle. Control your story before anyone else can. From the start, Swift understood that the greatest asset any woman has is not just her beauty or her talent, but her narrative. People will always talk about you. The question is, will you let them write your story, or will you write it yourself? Every time a relationship of hers ended, she didn't hide in shame. She turned it into a hit song. What could have been vulnerability became leverage. What could have been embarrassment became profit. Most women experience heartbreak and let it diminish them. Taylor used heartbreak to fuel her empire. That's not weakness, that's alchemy. Second principle. Reinvention is a weapon. Watch her career trajectory. Country ingenue, pop princess, dark, dangerous reputation era, folklore storyteller. Each time she shifted shape just as the world thought it had figured her out. This is straight from the Machiavellian playbook. Never let people predict you. The moment they feel certain of who you are already vulnerable. Swift reinvented, not because she was lost, but because she was calculating. Reinvention keeps attention. Reinvention maintains relevance. And reinvention ensures no man, no critic, no record label can ever trap you in one box. Third principle. Turn weakness into weaponry. Her critics said she dated too many men. She turned that into legend. They mocked her for writing too many breakup songs. She turned that into her brand. They tried to cancel her, and she came back bigger than before. The power of Taylor Swift is the power of radical ownership. She makes every attack part of her arsenal, and that is where most women fail. They run from judgment, try to please everyone, beg not to be criticized. Swift shows us that criticism is not to be feared. It is to be exploited. When people talk about you, even in hatred, they are fueling your empire. But perhaps her most Machiavellian move was this: owning her masters. When her original recordings were sold against her will, she did not whine, beg, or collapse. She re-recorded them. She turned an act of betrayal into a billion-dollar strategy. She not only regained control of her music, she trained her fan base to value her versions above the originals. That is power, to turn the system against itself and come out richer, stronger, untouchable. But here's the hidden psychology. Swift has never just built music. She has built loyalty. Her fans do not merely consume her songs, they worship her. They feel she is speaking directly to them, protecting them, carrying them through life. This is not by accident. It is the strategic use of parasocial intimacy. She reveals enough of her life to make you feel included. She plants Easter eggs to make you feel like part of a secret. She speaks to her audience like a confidant, not a celebrity. And once you create that illusion of closeness, people will follow you through anything. This is how a woman turns talent into empire. Not by being the prettiest girl in the room, not by being the most agreeable, but by mastering the art of narrative, reinvention, and ownership. Now, in the second half of this video, we will break down Taylor Swift's power moves one by one and how you can apply them to your own life. Because whether you are an artist, a businesswoman, or simply a woman navigating relationships, her playbook can teach you how to stop being consumed and start being in control. Let's dissect Taylor Swift's strategic arsenal step by step, so you can see how her principles apply not only to billion-dollar empires, but to everyday power. 1. Narrative mastery. Taylor never lets anyone else define her story. She takes the insult and rewrites it as art. She takes the scandal and reframes it as strength. That is the mindset you must adopt. When people talk about you, don't fight the whispers. Don't waste energy on denial. Instead, redirect it. Use it. Let their obsession fuel your narrative. If they call you cold, embody mystery. If they call you ruthless, embody power. Own the label so no one can use it against you. 2. The strategic use of reinvention. Women often fear being called inconsistent, but consistency is the death of magnetism. Men, employers, friends, they all grow bored when you are predictable. Swift's genius is that she sheds skins like a serpent. Each era is a surprise, but each one is rooted in authenticity. In your own life, this means refusing to let anyone trap you in one identity. Be sweet today, sharp tomorrow. Be glamorous in one setting, intellectual in the next. Keep people off balance. They will never tire of you. 3. Turning criticism into capital. Most women crumble under criticism. Swift profits from it. The lesson here is psychological resilience. Every word against you can either break you or build you. If you let shame dictate your choices, you lose. If you turn shame into spectacle, you win. Think of your critics as unpaid marketers. They are doing the work of keeping your name alive. Smile and let them. Owning the means of production. This is not just about music masters. This is about ownership in every domain. Do not give away the keys to your value. Own your finances. Own your decisions. Own your body, your boundaries, your voice. When someone tries to profit from your loss, respond with creation. Taylor turned a theft into a legacy. You can turn betrayal into opportunity. 5. Cultivating devotion, not just desire. Desire fades. Devotion lasts. Swift did not settle for fans who liked her songs. She cultivated disciples who decode her every lyric, defend her against critics, and campaign for her success. You must do the same in your relationships and career. Don't seek shallow approval. Build deep loyalty. Make people feel like insiders. Give them just enough intimacy to feel chosen, while always holding back enough to remain mysterious. 6. The power of symbolic revenge. Notice how her Eras tour became the highest-grossing tour in history. That wasn't just a performance. It was revenge turned spectacle. The final proof that no betrayal, no man, no corporation could break her. Women often waste revenge on pettiness. The higher strategy is symbolic revenge. Success so undeniable, it humiliates your enemies without you ever lifting a finger. Now, here is the Machiavellian truth beneath it all. Taylor Swift did not simply rise because she was talented. Talented women are everywhere. She rose because she understands that power is never given. It is taken. And she took it by mastering 3 timeless laws of feminine strategy. Write your own story before others do. Reinvent so no one can pin you down. Own what cannot be taken from you. This is why she is more than a pop star. She is a strategist cloaked in sequins, a ruler in lipstick, a billionaire not by chance but by precision. And the lesson for you is simple. Stop fearing judgment, stop begging for approval, and start building like an empire. Because you may not be Taylor Swift, but you can be the Taylor Swift of your own world. Be the woman who controls her story, reinvents her image, and turns every setback into sovereignty. That is the feminine power behind every empire. And that is the power you must claim for yourself.